You know what I don't forget though, because it happened to me right yesterday.
What?
I got stopped by the police.
What do you mean?
What did you do?
I'm a criminal guy.
What did you do?
What illegal activity that you did?
Being
you get
white.
involved?
I'm joking.
Being a minority for once.
Okay,
Wait, what did you do?
Nothing. I was literally nothing. I was literally like, okay, so I'm coming up the escalator to like, you know, because in Japan you have to like ding out of the gates, right?
Yeah.
So I'm coming up to the escalator to go through the gates, and there's like two pylons, two sets, and
Right.
so I'm coming up the escalators. I'm gonna go forward to being out, and literally hiding behind the pylon is a police officer. And when I pass him, I've got headphones on, I got a like cap on, so like maybe I look like fucking dodgy, I don't know.
Yeah.
But literally when I pass this guy, I see like in my corner of my eye, this guy just jump into action, just immediately come up to me and stop me, and I'm like, fuck, what have I done, dude? And I'm like, what's wrong? And I'm like, oh, so I won't say anything in Japanese, I'll just translate it all in English. He's like, oh, where are you going? And I'm like, just going home, you know, just chilling out. Why? What's up? He's like, oh, really? Cool. Can I see your card? So you have like a foreigner's card, right?
Yeah, which your by law you always have to have
Carry
this
on,
foreigner. What's it called?
Zairyu
Zairyu card. Yeah.
Yeah. And he asked me if like Japanese is okay. I'm like, yeah, I can speak a little bit. And luckily, like everything he said, I understood, so it was good. And he was like, oh, okay. And by the way, like my train is in like I think like 4 minutes. So I'm like, come on, man, come on, like, keep it up. So he looks at my card and it says like, oh, I'm an entertainer. He's like, oh, cool. What do you do? I'm like, oh, I say seiyu, which means like voice actor.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, seiyu, and I'm like, yeah. Like, and then he's like, oh, eigo sensei, so like Japanese teacher. And I'm like, what? I literally just told you. Why would it be entertainer? I'm just sitting there like, oh, no. Like say, like MC, tour, like, commercials, games. It's like, oh, games. I'm like, yeah, games. He's like, what games? And I was like, what do you want me to, like, you gonna look it up? Like, what do you want? So I'm like, oh, it's in English. And he's like, oh, and in dead ass, right? He goes, oh, do you play Apex? No joke. He's like 40, maybe 50. Dead ass asked me if I play Apex. I'm just sitting here like laughing. So I'm like, fuck. And I shit you not. I say, yeah, I'm diamond rank. And he goes, tsuyoi ne. Which means like, oh, you're strong. And I'm like, yeah. And okay, this is like 2 minutes. And my train's in 2 minutes. And he's like, oh, cool, you're from the UK. I'm like, yeah, from the UK. So it's like, and at this point, I feel like, okay, I'm kind of like, I know he's not gonna like.
He's just making conversation.
He's just talking to me. I'm not
Sounds
sure.
like he's just looking for a friend right now.
I don't know why he's talking to me. He doesn't say why he stopped me. He doesn't say anything like that.
Maybe he was one of the Japanese dudes you played Apex with.
Maybe.
He just looks at you and he's like, this guy gives off gamer energy. I'm gonna stop him.
I wonder if that guy plays Apex. I'm gonna stop him and ask him. And so I'm like that. And he's like, I'm from the UK. Yeah, he asked where I'm from.
So he can speak good English then.
No. This is all in Japanese.
Okay.
He can speak. He was Nihongo Joe.
Yeah, I luckily everything he said, I either understood or understood enough of what he's saying to figure out what he's like. He said something about something going to UK, something marriage, and I'm like, and I said like honeymoon in like katakana, like honeymoon.
Yeah.
And he's like, hi. So he told me that he went to the UK and he loved it. He said, Oki Ben.
Oki Ben.
And he said he liked Big Ben and that he liked Buckingham Palace. He said the Japanese word for palace, which is
Kyuden.
He said that something Kyuden Palace.
Buckingham Kyuden.
Yeah, he said Buckingham Kyuden. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure he's saying Buckingham Palace. Like, kid, it's beautiful, isn't it? It's beautiful. It's like, yeah. He's like,
I can't go Oki Ben.
Yeah, Oki Ben. I was like laughing. I'm like, I didn't want to laugh though because he's a police officer. You remember, like, why are you laughing?
because you guys know what Bing means, right?
What?
It means shit. So saying Oki Bing,
I didn't know that.
It's like dead ass means giant shit.
I mean, it's pretty shit.
Big shit.
It's the big shit.
I thought I thought the word for shit was unko.
No, Bing is another word for it. Yeah.
So and then he was just like, I go to Paris. I'm like, oh yeah, you like wine? He's like, yeah, me and my wife love wine. I'm like, cool. I like wine too. And he's like, all right, yeah, you can go now. And I'm like, thanks, man. Thanks for making me miss my fucking train. I had to wait 10 minutes.
So you dead ass just bonded with a police officer over Apex.
Yeah, luckily it was nice, but like it's pretty like alerting when you first stop you. And I'm like, why are you stopping me?
Right?
Why are you stopping me? And then someone told me they were like, apparently there's like some police officers like quotas of like people they have to stop.
Oh, really?
Makes sense
certain
because
areas.
they've just got so little work to
Yeah.
do here,
Yeah.
right? So
And they're normally told to.
I guess they're getting paid to do something.
This is like the least like xenophobic way of like saying this, but apparently I've been told, I don't know if this is true, that some police officers are told to stop foreigners to practice their English.
I mean, that makes sense.
that makes sense.
But it feels wrong. Like if that happened in another country,
Right.
you'd be like,
Yeah.
that's fucked up. That's
Yeah.
not right.
Yeah,
Fuck that.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know, like,
At least they're nice about it, though, right?
yeah, I just don't like that they asked for like my ID. Like, I don't know, something about that feels weird.
I
Like,
guess
they're
they
like, check my card.
I think,
Yeah, 'cause if-
though because they're obligated to do.
Yeah,
that.
I know.
I
that
think they
are,
have
yeah.
to do that, right?
Yeah.
Because if
It
they,
feels threatening when someone asks your ID.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
I mean,
what's wrong?
there's never a way where a policeman asks for your ID and you don't at least sweat a little.
yeah, no, right? I'm like,
You do like the audible like swallow, like
this is literally like white guy gets like discriminated first time in his life. POV. Like this is like the story, right?
it's like, oh, this is what it feels like.
So this is what it feels like to be a minority.
Shit! Oh god, this is fucked up. I'm kidding. I know it's fucking bad.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I mean, it's happened a few times, but it was because it happened at like 10 p.m. I was like, you know, for
Yeah,
some
yeah.
reason when it happens at night, it feels like way more like whoa. And I'm like,
Yeah.
why are you stopping anyone else? I'm the only non-Japanese.
Dude, you shouldn't
here.
have told this story on Trash Days. You could have easily made up. My first racist experience in Japan type of video.
Clickbait.
I'll do it. I'll do it on a live stream so the clip
Yeah.
can come out before this.
yeah, good idea, good
And you
idea.
Get the actual,
Big brain.
Yeah. I started cracking up so much when he asked me when I played Apex. I was like, oh my god.
Oh my fucking god.
I was like, you can't make this shit up. Like, I knew when I was going to tell the story, people were going to be like, that's
Yeah.
bullshit. Like, no, it actually. I wish I fucking.
This is like yeah, and everyone applauded.
I was like, this is too unreal that he literally just asked me if I play Apex when I literally like don't shut up about it to like everyone. But it's really popular in Japan, so
Yeah, it's
not
massive
surprising.
in Japan. Right?